that's what I'm going to be doing for you guys today. Is I'm actually going to do like an unboxing and then our first impressions for it. So I will be comparing my Claire monofilament topper with the Megan, which is actually a silk top. So that's what we're going to do now, is do an unboxing. And I have my FedEx package. I got it in the mail yesterday, and I decided to wait to open it and everything until I made the video. So whenever it comes out of that FedEx packaging, it comes in the kind of envelope style packaging. Open that up. And then it comes in this UniWigs box. So this is the box that my Claire topper came in, and this is the new box. So I guess they have changed their packaging a little bit, but we'll see on that. So we'll open this up, and when you open it up, it has a little tab right here in the front, and basically all that says is make sure the product is eligible for resale before you decide to return it. So if it's a lace topper or has a lace front to it, if you cut that, you can't reset, or you can't send it back, or if you wash it, you know, you can't, anything that kind of takes away from the product being a new product, you can't send it back for resale. So this is the topper, and I got mine in the shade Almond Frost, which was something else that was kind of different for me because I've always had Summer Shandy, which is a really light platinum blonde. This one's kind of more of like a, maybe like a honey blonde, kind of like a medium blonde tone. And then it has some extra clips down in the box. So I'll set that to the side. And then let's see, it also has a little tag in here. I'll take that off, and it just tells you the length and the color. So I got mine in the shade 01R and 14 inches, and that's the shade Almond Frost. So here's the topper. It's really pretty. It looks a lot more natural than what I thought it would. I was kind of expecting it to be kind of like more warm tone based off the reviews, but I wouldn't say it's ashy, but it is really pretty. So this is the silk top. There you can see. So the silk top's supposed to look more like a scalp than what the mono top does, and I'll actually show you the difference in this. So here is the silk top. It's really pretty and really natural, actually. And this is my Claire topper, which is in the monofilament, which is still really pretty, but you can kind of see, and the lace got colored whenever I dyed this topper. It kind of got dyed a little bit too. So you can still see through it, but it doesn't have that same scalp-like appearance to it. It's kind of darker and everything, but that's fine. This one also has, this is something that's new to me and I've not used this before, so this might take some playing around with, or I might actually cut it out. This has a wire in the front to hold the front of this topper down. So I actually, on my Claire topper, ended up sewing, you can see I had to use blonde thread, but I sewed a clip in the front, so whenever I clipped it down, I could kind of clip that front end so it held down really nice and flat. But I think that's kind of what this wire is supposed to mimic on this one. So to get started here, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut the lace, and I just have some plain old shears and everything. It's always hard to do this. I don't think there's really a good way to explain the best way to do it, because I don't think there is a best way. Basically what I do is I just try to peel the hair back as much as possible and then cut the lace off out of it. So I just do that really quick. And something else I'll do too is I'll kind of cut them in like 3 sections. So like that. So it makes it easier for me to cut along the hairline without the back part bending over next to it. Everything. I'm horrible with this. I've actually, on my first extension, my first Claire, I've never had any experience with it before, and I cut the hair. So there's one little piece. You can see I kind of got a little bit of hair in it, and that's okay. And then I'll just pull like any hair that was kind of right there that didn't come off and everything out with it, because I did cut into the hair. I didn't mean to, but I did. And then the same thing on this next side. So again, just kind of peeling the hair back out of the way, and then just cut along the lace. And if you do get some of the hair, you know, that's okay. As long as you don't cut a huge chunk out of it. And I actually know some women who, if they don't really have a lot of hair in the front at all, they will leave the lace on and glue it down in the front. Like use the lace and glue this little tab down. So there you can see I've gotten like the two sides cut. Now I'm just going to do this last piece here in the middle. This hair is actually really soft. I think this is even softer than whenever I first bought my topper. Still again, just cutting along that lace. And they come with a middle part, but if you don't wear your hair in a middle part, it's really easy to change. All you have to do is kind of get it wet, and then you can take a hairdryer to it, or you can let it air dry. I've always taken a hairdryer to it because I'm really impatient and I really want to put it on as soon as I get them. But, and just kind of dry the part down. Just trying to get any of that extra hair on there. So there you can see it after that's been removed. That looks really good. So this wire, it looks like, if you've ever used the halo extensions, it looks a lot like that, where you kind of pull the wire through after it's been adjusted to your head, and then you can either slide it or pinch it, or, so what I mean by slide it, there are these little beads on here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but this wire, you can slide it loose and tighten it and everything. And then I've always taken pliers and kind of squeezed this really tight, and then moved this last button up and squeezed it really tight. But I'll do that later. Let me take this down first, and we'll actually put it on here. That way, my hair was probably pretty rough after coming out of that. This is like day 3 hair, so my hair's really flat and oily up top. And I do have a flat iron here that I'm going to turn on, just to kind of have that ready. So with the wire, with the videos that I watched, the way that it looked like was that you actually try to kind of put it on first and then pull the rest of your hair over top of it. So now I've got to find that. So that'll be something that'll take a little time to get used to, because I've never had that before. But I don't remember which side it was on. But yeah, then after that you'll just tighten that wire. This one's not really tightened yet or anything. And you can see my hair is definitely a lot lighter than this. I have to get it colored. But let's go ahead and do the clips. So this base is also a lot wider than what my clear topper was. I think was a 5.5 by 5, and I believe that this piece is 7.5 by 8, maybe not. I think that's what it is. So it definitely covers a lot more. So we'll start off with that, and you can see I kind of like to leave a little bit of my hair out. It's been a while since I put one of these on, so it might take me a minute to get it kind of fixed here. And I like to put a clip in the front, so I will probably do that. But and maybe cut the wire just because I feel like it kind of holds it down a little bit flatter. So I can still kind of work it how I need to. Kind of comb your hair down in the front. And like I said, this is, you know, pretty dark compared to my natural hair under here. So you can see where that ends. But other than that, it does look pretty good. I usually don't wear a middle part because you can see how big my forehead is. But that is how I do the part for the most part. But another trick that you can do is if you have hair that's lighter than a topper, you can get an eyeshadow, like probably like this one. It's a little bit closer to the topper's root color here, and just kind of shade your hair in, and that will blend those pieces there in the front. Now you can see that looks super good. Okay, so there's that, and I'll probably cut some bangs in it here because I kind of want to have like some wispy bangs. But there's the color of the topper. It's really pretty. There's the top. And like I said, you know, I'll have to color my hair. Once I color my hair, it'll blend a lot better. It'll look a lot better. There you can see a lot of the highlights. But let me show you this other trick. If I can get this loose and everything. So the cool thing about toppers that I really, really like is that you can actually pair them with your hair extensions if you have extensions that are, you know, that you're used to wearing and everything. And I'm going to pull this string back a little tight just because I don't think I'm quite ready to do it yet. But like, this is an old halo extension that I have. Watch, and UniWigs does sell halo extensions. Based on the quality of everything else that they have, I would imagine that they're pretty darn amazing. But you can put your halo on how you would normally wear it. And then so you can kind of see, if I were just to wear my halo and my hair, obviously they're not the same color, but it would take a lot of blending because you can still see that chop right there. So that's kind of where these toppers come into play. I'm going to kind of set it off to the side on this one. You can kind of blend this piece where that extension is, that clip is. Blend your hair a lot better with these. And that kind of also makes it comfortable because with the halos, they're my favorite type for, you know, thin, fine hair because they don't put really any strain on your hair. But they, well, that's almost a perfect match for that extension. It kind of looks like a balayage. But they don't really put any strain on your hair. Oh yeah, it's close to a perfect match, isn't it? So when you wear them with the topper, it kind of holds it down. And again, do that same trick right here, where now I'm going to kind of change. I pull some of my hair down in the front, kind of line that up with the part itself. And about the almond frost shade is, even though my hair is lighter, you can kind of see where I have like one of these platinum highlights. It kind of blends, like even though it's not supposed to, it does. But you just take those two brown shades, or you know, whatever shade matches closest, just kind of make your roots a little bit darker. And I try not to actually get on my scalp, just because I don't want my scalp to have that color. But you definitely could if you had thinner hair. But that's what it looks like now. Watch my bangs not flow right. But yeah, so you can see that looks so much better even just alone with those extensions. It looks really good. It's really natural. You know, and you can change the part up front. Like I said, I normally don't wear a middle part, so I just kind of clipped it off to the side. But that's the cool thing about these silk toppers is you have so much area up here. If you want to part it on over, all you have to do is get it wet and part it, and look, it still looks like scalp. So I could do that and then have kind of more control to make it my normal hairstyle than to be just the same old, but you will have to wet it just to get it to stay over in that part. But that's so, I just think compared to what I've normally had, I really do like the silk top because of the scalp-like finish to it. That's what's so crazy to me. I don't know if you can see it if I put my head down. Let me show you. So here's the scalp top, there's the mono top beside of it. And also you can kind of see with this clear topper, I did stain the base a little bit whenever I dyed it. So it definitely does have a little bit more, it doesn't look as real just because it was stained. But either way, that just looks like it's growing out of my own head. But I'm kind of turned to the side there so you can see the back and everything, and you can put heat to these. I don't know if it'll curl right away because I don't know if my flat iron's hot enough or not, but if I wanted to curl it, you can kind of see that just puts a little wave to it and makes it look just like a little bit more natural. That just kind of blends so much better after you get, personally I think after you curl the toppers, there's almost no telling that they're not your own hair, because that's when you can kind of blend, you know, your hair in with them, and that's when they start to look really good and put together. That's the cool thing about getting the Remy mono or the Remy hair, is because you can curl it and you can put heat on it if you want to. You don't have to stay in that same style all the time. There's just some like loose waves that are put in. I can curl the front pieces here too so you can see those if they were curled. And you can do a curling iron. I just have my flat iron here because I thought I was going to have to flat iron it out of the package, but honestly it blended so well I really don't think that I have to. But yeah, so there's just a few, and you know, like I said, that's straight out of the box. So here's your straight side, straight out of the box. It's not been washed or anything. I just stuck it directly on my head. This is the first time opening it compared to the curled side. And I normally have some side bangs coming over whenever I have longer hair, so that is my review on the unboxing of my topper. I really do, I can't wait to play around with it. You know, I feel like all of these, they look really good when you first do them, and then when you actually get to play around and style them the way that you want to, they look so much better and everything. So once again, this is the Megan Human Hair Silk Top Topper. It's in the shade Almond Frost, and it is 14 inches. Honestly, really couldn't recommend UniWigs enough. I might try to throw like some highlights in here just to make it a little bit blonder and everything, because I don't know if I'm fully ready to commit to the dark, but the scalp is what I'm so amazed by, because I was so curious to see if it actually looked natural or if it was gonna look kind of Barbie-ish, you know, fake, but it really does look, it surprised me a lot. But I might try to do some highlights in it because I'm not for sure if I'm gonna go all dark just yet. But if I do, I will definitely keep you guys in the loop.